Well, it's pretty common to listen that we may never let the kid inside us die. Is that a whole true? But actually, we still are the kids we were when we were pretty small. What has happened? Happens because when kids, we usually are like another version of our parents. The only one, the only two subjects that are in our world are ourselves and our parents. So, as I said, we usually hear that we must not let the kid inside us die. But what is to be a kid? We are still that kids. Let's think about what happened when we become teenagers. We are kids, we live with our parents, and then, as I said, we are like another version of themselves. But when we are teenagers, we are starting to be more like ourselves than our parents. What happens? A teenager is like a kid that has ran out of home but couldn't go out of the street. Yeah, it happens because we think we are ourselves by ourselves, but no, we are ourselves but our parents. Where do I want to get with that? When we are teenagers, we are going to see again all that we saw when we were kids, in our childhood. So, for example, as a child, I pretty much liked to play soccer. But as a teenager, I realized I'm not that good at soccer. What happens? I had this experience. Me as a child liking to play soccer, me as a teenager not liking to play soccer. And then I'm going to take a result of this. Playing soccer, not being good at soccer. And what happens again is the conclusion that I take for the rest of my life. And this is important for us to understand that we are always like child. We are always walking, and that's very important for us to understand our whole life. Because, as I said, when I became a teenager and I realized I wasn't good at soccer as I liked it when I was a child, I took another conclusion. Oh, I'm not playing soccer anymore. And this is going to happen again and again our life, because we are always changing. Because we are going to get in contact with new realities. Let's talk, for example, me as a high school student. I pretty much like math, but when you get to high school, math gets really hard. So maybe you lose interest in math, and that's what happened with a lot of students in high school. And this is going to be like very slowly creating the person we are going to be for the rest of our life. And for example, I got graduated. For example, in medicine. I'm a doctor right now. And then I start working as a doctor, but I realize other things in the world of medicine. For example, people who are very rich are able to go to very good doctors. But I don't feel comfortable with this. So I took another decision, which is the result of the shocking between these two ideas, being a doctor and people who can afford a doctor. Then I take another conclusion, which is I'm going to be a volunteer. I'm going to go to places where people really need doctors, and I'm going to go for places of war. And getting this place of war, I realize that that's very dangerous for me and for my whole family. Then I can have a third idea. What was the idea was? I like medicine. Medicine is hard for everyone. I go to this place in war. Then, getting there, I realize that that's very dangerous, a very dangerous place. I'm going to have a third idea. I still pretty much want to get medicine to places where people can afford a doctor. But I don't want to be in those very extremely hard places. So I might develop a project for people who can have access to medicine, be this in my country or anywhere in the world. It's like a child. I as a child have an idea. I as a teenager, I fight with another idea. And by the end, I take another conclusion. I take a third idea. And this is constantly happening. And where can we get with this whole story about child and teenager? We can get to the idea that we're always dealing with different realities. So every time that we face a new reality or a new idea, we must think, what is the idea I have, the idea I have as a child, and what idea does this teenage idea brings of me. You understand? It's something like what idea I have and what am I facing, and then we can have a conclusion and think what are we going to do right now. Thank you, and this was my TED.